Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we've got a little bit of stuff to go over regarding the Baltimore Orioles. Nothing really Ravens related to go over today, but the Orioles did play today. Their game ended like about 30 minutes ago, and unfortunately, once again, for the fourth time in a row, the Orioles lose to the Boston Red Sox, and that also means that they got swept in a 4-game series against the Red Sox at home in Baltimore, which is very embarrassing. It's hard to get swept in a 4-game series, but it's even harder to lose and get swept in a 4-game series at home, which the Orioles decided to do today, and they are now 14 games below 500. They've lost 4 in a row, all to the Red Sox. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games, and it's pretty much a little bit of a rough stretch right now for the Orioles, with about a month left of the regular season to go. And today, the Orioles did face Garrett Crochet, so throughout this entire series, if there was any game that was going to be the most difficult, it was going to be today's game. And the Orioles lose today 3-2 to the Red Sox, the exact same score of yesterday, and kind of the same type of result, except we didn't have a lead going into the 9th inning like we did yesterday. Today, the Orioles were down 1-0 at the very start of the game because of a Trevor Story home run, and then we ended up tying it 1-1, and then the Red Sox took a lead, and then we ended up tying it 2-2, and then in the 8th inning, the Red Sox ended up taking a 3-2 lead, and then that was the dagger. That was the go-ahead run of the game. Unfortunately, the Orioles offense just continues to really struggle with runners in scoring position in this series. I think they are now 3 for 31 in this series with runners in scoring position. So that is unacceptable. That is just horrible baseball. You're not going to win games when your offense is 3 for 31 with runners in scoring position in a 4-game span. So the Orioles had opportunities to score. They just could not push through and get the job done. Today they are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, so just overall a very rough day for the offense. The pitching, again, was solid, was okay, but again, it's just one of those scenarios just like yesterday where it's just not enough to end up getting the win. So let's just go over this game. So going over this game, obviously the Red Sox beat the Orioles 3-2. Just like yesterday, if y'all are having deja vu from yesterday's score, you wouldn't be wrong. It's literally the exact same score as yesterday. And again, this series, it was the Red Sox won 4-3, then they won 5-0, then they won 3-2, then they won 3-2. So overall, the Orioles offense couldn't really do anything. They lost 3 of these 4 games by 1 run. So it was very avoidable. It very much could have been a different result, but again, the offense just wasn't enough, and that just kind of tends to be a lot of things that you can say about this Orioles season and some of the games that they lost where it's just not enough. The Orioles actually out-hit the Red Sox today. They out-hit them 9-8 in this game. But obviously the Red Sox outscored the Orioles 3-2 in this game because they just had the more timely hits. The Red Sox hit 2 home runs today. One was from Trevor Story, one was from Rob Refsnyder, and then the only home run that the Orioles hit was from Austin Jackson. And going into today's game, the lineup didn't really look necessarily too great. They were kind of loading up on righty hitters because we were facing Garrett Crochet, so we didn't want to have Beavers or Basayo in the lineup going into today's game. So Beavers ended up getting an at-bat, but he did strike out in his only at-bat. Basayo did not play at all today. But going over this game in general, again, 9 total hits for the Orioles, 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and you're just not going to win games like that. It's just not an ideal thing at all. And even though the Red Sox haven't been much better with runners in scoring position in this series, again, it just wasn't enough for the Orioles to just get over that small hump. But starting off with the Orioles offense, Jackson Holliday went 2 for 5 in this game, so it was cool to see Jackson Holliday go out there and get 2 hits in this game. He has been struggling quite a bit recently, but he goes out here today, has a solid game, goes 2 for 5, gets on base twice. The average goes up a little bit. Shout out to Jackson. And then another Jackson, Jeremiah Jackson, goes 2 for 5 in this game as well, and he brings in one of the 2 runs that the Orioles scored. And I'll preach Jeremiah Jackson again, man. He has been so incredible for this Orioles team since he's been called up. And again, he got called up post-trade deadline. Literally the day after the trade deadline, we called him up. After we made all those big trades, we called up Jeremiah Jackson, and then eventually we called up Beavers and Basayo. But Jeremiah Jackson was the first person that we called up because we didn't really care about the rookie eligibility thing. But Jeremiah Jackson is looking to be a serious mainstay in this Orioles offense heading into next season. Whether it's a guy who's going to play in the outfield every single day, or whether it's a guy who's going to just be a great rotational off the bench guy. Whatever it is, I'm here for, because Jeremiah Jackson has been incredible, but he needs to be getting at-bats next year. And he's very much kind of like a Mauricio Dubon for the Astros, and except Jeremiah Jackson is a lot higher of an average. But Dubon can play like the outfield, he can play the infield, and Jeremiah Jackson can play third, he can play second, he can play right field, he can play left field. So Jeremiah Jackson is very versatile in terms of what positions he can play. So I think that him being like a rotational guy and off the bench next year would be very solid. You know, assuming next year we go into the year with an outfield of Colton Cowser at center, Dylan Beavers at left, and Tyler O'Neill at right. Like, that's kind of the assumption that of what the offense is going to look like next year for the outfield, or at least what the outfield is going to look like. Colton in center, Dylan left, O'Neill in right. That is definitely like the goal. But having someone like Jeremiah Jackson be a rotational guy would be so useful and so valuable to this Orioles team. Kind of like a Ramon Urias, someone who can come in when someone's hurt and play very good at bats and play very productive at bats as well. And I think Jeremiah Jackson could fill that role very, very well. And then Gunnar Henderson in this game went 0 for 3. Ryan Mountcastle in this game went 1 for 4. Emmanuel Rivera in this game went 2 for 4. Colton Cowser went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Kobe Mayo went 0 for 3. Again, Dylan Beavers came in and went 0 for 1. Dylan Carlson went 1 for 3. And then Austin Jackson, batting ninth, the catcher for today's game, went 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a solo home run in this game. So Austin Jackson's solo home run and a Jeremiah Jackson RBI was everything responsible for the Orioles' 2 runs in this game. It was literally a Jeremiah Jackson RBI and an Austin Jackson solo home run. That was the offense today for the Baltimore Orioles. And again, it's just not enough. It's just not enough to win games when you're going 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and you're just consistently not doing well and not bringing guys home. Again, you think about the fact that they were 3 for 31 in the series. It's just kind of ridiculous, you know what I mean? And there literally is like a month left of the regular season. Like, I think exactly a month left today left of the regular season. And they're going to have to finish out strong, because I would really like them to have a good month of September and then carry some sort of momentum over into 2026, which is, you know, the goal at this point. But going over to the pitching, Cade Povich had a solid day. I'm not going to sit here and say that Cade Povich had a bad day, because he didn't have a bad day. Got through 5 innings of work, gave up only 2 runs in 5 innings, had 5 strikeouts, gave up 7 hits, but still only allowed 2 runs across 5 innings. That is a winnable game for the offense. If your starting pitcher gets through 5 innings and gives up 2 runs, you can still 100% win that game. Like, that is a outing by your starting pitcher that the offense can overcome, and they weren't able to. But Cade Povich, 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, gave up 2 solo home runs, which were the 2 runs that he gave up, an 81 to pitch count across 5 innings. Not obviously like an amazing, excellent day where he's going like 6 or 7 innings, but still an okay game that you can overcome. And this has happened multiple times this year where a starting pitcher does okay and the offense still can't do it sometimes, or where the offense plays really well and the pitching is just horrible. It just feels like nothing can ever be consistent and on the same level throughout this year, and that's been one of the biggest problems, obviously, throughout the year. Cade Stroud came in for 2 innings and actually was perfect across those 2 innings. No hits, no walks, no runs, and 2 strikeouts across 2 innings of work, so shout out to Cade Stroud. Rico Garcia came in. He actually gets the loss for this game. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, which ended up being the go-ahead run in this game. And then Sean Dubin came in his Orioles debut. We picked him up off of waivers from the Houston Astros, and he went 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and did perfect as well. So Rico Garcia, he hasn't been great this year for the Orioles, but he comes into this game and he gives up the go-ahead run, and then obviously gets credited the loss. So, yeah, overall, the pitching was fine, was all right, but the offense just didn't do enough to, again, win the game. And that's that. And then looking at the Orioles' schedule here for the rest of the season, because we are really down to, I think, the final, the final, like, 9, sorry, the final, like, 9 games, or final 9 series on the schedule. So, looking at starting tomorrow, we have a weekend series starting tomorrow against San Francisco in San Francisco. We have a little bit of a road trip where we're going to meet some old friends here. We do go on the road in San Francisco. Tomorrow is an Apple TV game, and then Saturday is a Fox game, so make sure to look out for those. But you have a series against San Francisco this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend against San Francisco in San Francisco, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week you go on the road in San Diego, going to pay a visit to Ramon Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn, and also paying a visit to Manny Machado as well. But going to pay a visit to Ryan O'Hearn, Ramon Laureano, obviously 2 of the biggest Orioles contributors throughout the season. We traded him in a package deal at the deadline for a bunch of prospects, which at the end of the day was still a good trade. But O'Hearn recently has been killing it in San Diego, and Ramon Laureano has been like actually incredible for the Padres. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them going out there and producing and playing well. Obviously, when it comes to like the playoffs this year, I definitely will be keeping my eye on San Diego for those 2 guys, keeping my eye on the Mets for Mullins and stuff like that. You know, you like seeing former players go out there and win World Series or championships and stuff like that. Kind of looking back to 2022 when we traded Trey Mancini to the Astros, and Trey Mancini ended up getting a ring. Like, that was a really cool moment for a lot of Orioles fans. And it'll be a really cool moment this year to maybe see guys like Ramon Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn and Manny Machado win a ring, or Cedric Mullins win a ring, or even Ramon Urias winning a ring, and just guys like that. So it's going to be cool to see those guys. Obviously, San Diego is a great team. San Francisco is also a great team. So the next 3 games that the Orioles play are actually going to be a nice little California series in San Francisco, in San Diego, and then back at home in Baltimore against the Dodgers. So pretty much 9 straight, pretty hard games against very good teams. The Giants, the Padres, and the Dodgers, obviously. In the series against the I was about to say the Niners. Oh my God! In the series against the Giants, you have Dean Kramer, Trevor Rogers, and Tomoyuki Sagano. You have Trevor Rogers pitching on primetime Fox, so that's going to be really cool to watch. And then so you have the Giants, the Padres, the Dodgers, and then you have the Pirates, the Blue Jays, the White Sox, the Yankees for 4 games, the Rays, and then the Yankees again to end the year. So that's it. Those are the games left. You got about 9 more series left of the season. And yeah, that's going to be it for this season. And yeah, we pretty much literally have a month left. September 28th is the last game of the year for the Orioles. Today is today is August 28th, my bad. So yeah, a month left of the season. And again, just trying to close out the year the best that they possibly can, close out the year with some sort of momentum, and that is the most important thing. Just moving forward throughout this season, and just, again, watching young player development, hopefully seeing Basayo get his first home run soon, keep watching Dylan Beavers play very well, keep watching Trevor Rogers play well, watch Kobe Mayo, watch Gunnar Henderson, watch Jackson Holiday, watch all of these guys play, and just kind of evaluating their performances heading into next year. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow up on Spotify, and make sure to like the video on YouTube as well. Also, make sure to click the link in the bio of whatever platform that you're listening on to check out my Instagram and to check out my Twitter. Make sure to give those a follow as well. On Twitter, I post live game updates, live reactions to everything going on in real time, so make sure to give that a follow. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Very tough Orioles loss today. They got swept in a 4-game series at home against the Red Sox. Just not very ideal, but they're back at it again this weekend against the Giants on the road. So obviously we'll be covering that just like we have for the past 38 days. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have a great rest of y'all's day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.